That's why I'll always be around. You are the apple of my eye. Forever you'll stay in my heart. I feel like this is the beginning. Though I've loved you for 1,000,000 years. And if I thought our love was ending, I'd find myself drowning in my own tears. Whoa, you are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always stay around. You are the apple of my eye. Forever you'll stay in my heart. Forever you'll stay in my heart. You are the sunshine. You are the sunshine. You are the sunshine of my life. Yes, you are the sunshine of my life, my friends. I just don't know what I'd do without you. Well, welcome to another show. Oh, I love this. I really am. As soon as I stop the show here, we stop the recording of it. And by the way, there's only one take, folks. We don't retake anything. So what you see is what you get. We don't change it, right, Shannon?
That's correct.
That's right. The other day was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I was coming up on my golf cart from picking up my dinner. And, I'm really enjoying those picnics. It's going to seem funny when the restaurant's open because I've loved going there and picking up my picnic lunch every day. And it's so full, it lasts me for... It's just amazing what they give us in these our lunches. Anyway, I saw Bev Bartell that lives down on Sweet Gum here, and she was sitting on her walker. She goes there and gets some sunshine. So I stopped and said hi to her and everything, and she watches my show, and I said, Bev, do you have a song? Do you have a special song? She says, right away. She didn't have to even think about it. You are my sunshine. And she said that her father used to sing that to her. She was just a little one. So anyway, let's do a chorus of that. You can never have enough sunshine. Oh, by the way, on this song, You Are My Sunshine, that was written by Governor Jimmy Davis and from Louisiana. And by the way, this might be just... maybe just somebody just said that, but I think it's true that he named this for his horse. His horse's name was Sunshine. And that's what I have heard. I don't have that confirmed. I'm sure after I say this now somebody will tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay, so Bev, let's do this, all right? Come on, sing with me, honey. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Let's do it again. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. That's for you, Bev. This next song I'm doing, I did that, You Are the Sunshine of My Life. That's a Stevie Wonder tune. Well, there's another Stevie Wonder tune that he wrote. It happens to be my husband's and my song. Whenever Gary would leave for work, after we had breakfast and he made my coffee. By the way, he made let me go back and say, whenever I traveled, to another country, I always got a mug in that country. So I had all these mugs in the cupboard. And Gary would always make the coffee. So he would bring we'd having breakfast, and I'd make the breakfast. I'd sit down, he'd make the coffee. And he'd bring it in a cup, and he'd say, "You're going to Paris today. Or you're going to Argentina today." I missed that. After Gary passed away, the coffee never seemed the same. But what I was going to say is that when he would leave for work, he'd get down to the end of the street and he'd call me and he'd say, "Have I told you lately that I love you?" No, he said, "Did I tell you this morning that I love you?" And I'll never forget that. It's just, those are just things. But so this is our song, and it's pretty special. And I know it is to a lot of you. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. We are a little time constrained here, but I'm going to do part of it, okay? So anyway, I think some of you love this song too. No New Year's Day to celebrate, no chocolate-covered candy hearts to give away, no first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, here's just another ordinary day. No April rain, no flowers bloom, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is something true, made up of these three words that I must say to you. Sing it together with me. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Yes, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. This is probably a pretty good time to call people up and say I love you. And you've got the time to do it, right? All right, let's see. Okay, for many years when I was working on especially on the steamboats, this couple used to came on. In fact, I think they traveled on them like about 70 times. And a lot of those times with me. So, Gene Jones lives in Lynchburg, Virginia. And I got an email the other day, and she had said to somebody, "I wish Phyllis would play this particular song I'm going to do for you now." Gene's husband's name was Henry. And here's a Johnny Mercer tune. In fact, they're the ones that told me about the song. I had never heard the tune before. But they asked me if I would do this song, so I learned it when I was on the steamboats. Johnny Mercer wrote it. Nat King Cole recorded it in 1947. And so it goes like this, folks. It's called Save the Bones for Henry Jones. All right? We're gonna have a supper. We'll eat some food that's rare. And at the head of the table, we'll place Brother Henry's chair. Invite all the local big dogs. We'll laugh and talk and eat. But we'll save the bones for Henry Jones, 'cause Henry don't eat no meat. Today I'll go to market. I'll buy a lot of fish. Well, that will thrill Brother Henry, 'cause fish is his special dish. really sweet. And we'll save the bones for Henry Jones, 'cause Henry don't eat no meat. Now, Henry's not a drinker. He rarely takes a nip. He don't need a napkin, 'cause what he eats don't drip. One day we had a banquet. It really was a bake. They started off with short ribs, then finished off with steak. And when the feast was over, Brother Henry just kept his seat. And we served the bones to Henry Jones, 'cause Henry don't eat no meat. Yes, we served the bones to Henry Jones, 'cause Henry don't eat no meat. Yeah! For those folks that don't eat meat. You know, I had to look it up. I wasn't really sure what vegetarians ate. I thought maybe they eat fish, but I guess a true vegetarian doesn't eat fish either. So, I'm still learning things at my age. All right, I want to tell you about my grandmother. I've been telling you a little bit of my life every week. My grandmother had one time had been a classical pianist. I'm sure she studied. I really don't know much about that part of her life. But one thing I do know is that my grandmother was a song plugger. And she worked in Cleveland, Ohio at the either Kresge's or Woolworth's. A song plugger was somebody that would play a song, sing and play the song, and if you liked it, you would buy the music. And back in those days, the sheet music was like this. We're talking big. So you'd bring up the music to her. She'd sit at the piano. She'd play it. She'd sing it. If you liked it, you bought the music. My grandmother played piano actually into her 90s. She was, bless her heart, she's the one that gave my family the player piano that I started on when I was 3 years old. Yeah, it was a player piano. Oh my goodness. Remember those days. Remember that music being up there in the player roll, and it would, I remember the first song that I did. Mom would sit me up on the piano, and then I learned to read very early in life because I was the only child for like 5 years, so mother taught me how to read early. So I could read the player roll as it went, and then mother was underneath the piano, and she was going like this with her feet with the pedals, because you have to get air for the player piano, right? Well, anyway, I'll never forget, this was a song, the very first song that I ever... Now, what I would do is I'd follow the keys. So as the piano was going down like this, my fingers were going like that. I think that's probably what got me into this, to work the hands. I don't know, and I'll never forget the song was 1Z, 2Z, you kiss, you Z, 3Z, 4Z, shut the door, Z. That's the very first song, and it was on that player roll. Oh my. Well, back to Grandma. Now, this was my grandmother's favorite song to play, okay? And so I'm going to show, now this is a little barrel house piano, and this is the way she played it. So here we're going to go to Harry Truman's favorite song. Missouri Waltz. Yes, You don't hear that piano playing like this anymore, do you? Anyway, that was like a little barrel house piano. And then she loved to do this song. Now, she was in a nursing home in Indiana near Cincinnati, just across. I can't remember now the name of the town. It starts with L. Lawrence anyway, just skipped my mind. And so I went to see her in this nursing home, and she was, I believe, like around 90, 93, 94, something like that. I went to visit her, and they had a piano in the activities room. So I said, Grandma, I want you to play for me. And there was people in the activity room, and she says, oh, no, I can't play anymore. I says, Grandma, come on. She was in a wheelchair. I wheeled her up to the piano, and my grandmother played this song. She didn't sing it, but I'm going to sing it. And this is also for Mary Giorgio. I know she likes this song. I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. You better be ready by 8:30. Now, honey, I don't be late. I'm going to be there where the band starts playing. Remember when we get there, honey? 2 steps, we're going to have a ball. Dance on both of our shoes while they play those Jelly Roll Blues. Tomorrow night at the Dark Town Stutters, double-out ball. Rack 'em up, stack 'em up, any old ball. Match in the gas tank. Boom, boom. You lucky stiff. All right. While we're doing that, let's do another sing-along. I'm doing this song for Pat Warner. She's one of our village residents. And also for Alston Wolf and David and Maggie Carl, who happen to live in Carolina, North Carolina, near Asheville. Okay. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina. Are you singing with me? In the morning. No one could be sweeter than my sweetie when you meet her. In the morning. Where the morning glories twine around the door, whispering pretty stories I long to hear once more. Strolling with my girlie where the dew's pearly early in the morning. Butterflies will flutter up and kiss each other, buttercup and dawn it. And if I had a land's lamp for only a day, I'd make a wish, and here's what I'd say. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Pat, Pat Warner, since you asked me for that song, I just wonder, were you, maybe you lived in North Carolina. Probably did at one time. Okay. This next song is a Johnny Mathis tune, 1959. And I want to do this song for Ed and Donna Grohl that live on Holly Branch. And also I want to do it for Ann Gillis. I believe she lives up on North Lake. They like this song, so I want to do it for them. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, the music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. Can't you see you're leading me on? that's just what I want you to do. How hopelessly I'm lost, that's why I'm following you on my own. But I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove. I get misty too much in love. I get misty too much in love. Ooh, an Errol Garner tune. You know, that's a beautiful song whether you hear the vocals with it or if you just hear Errol Garner play it. He's the one that first came out with it. And a beautiful song. Okay, you know, just a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, talking to Shannon here, I think that I did the doggy song, didn't I? A couple of weeks ago. So I knew this was going to happen. Somebody asked me if I had a song for the cats. For some reason, I don't picture the cats sitting on the laps because, you know, cats are more elusive, but I'm sure there are some cats that do sit on mommy or daddy's lap. I had a cat once. When I had my farm and had 3 legs, and one lost a leg in a trap. Well, that's another story. I'll tell you about the farm I had back in many years ago. Anyway, so we're going to talk about cats. Now, there happens to be this song, and if your cat can do it, I don't know, maybe it'll perk its ears up or something like that. I'm not sure what the cats will do, but I'm going to do this song that's a Leroy Anderson tune. Now, Leroy Anderson, okay, you think of Sleigh Ride, Blue Tango, the typewriter song. Remember the typewriter song? Yeah. And then, and what was the other? A Syncopated Clock. Those are all Leroy Anderson tunes. So anyway, he did this song, and here we go. It's called The Waltzing Cat. All right, get ready. I love to waltz, meow, on a night like this with stars in the skies. Come, let us waltz, meow, while I look into your lovely green eyes. I never knew what a little waltz could do till the night I danced with you. Light as a feather, I'd love to spend, meow, all my 9 lives waltzing with you. Let's do it again. All right, maybe you for mommy and daddies of your kitty, you can say meow with me, all right? Here we go. I love to waltz, meow, on a night like this with stars in the skies. Come, let us waltz, meow, while I look into your lovely green eyes. I never knew what a little waltz could do till the night I danced with you. Light as a feather, I'd love to spend, meow, all my 9 lives just waltzing with you. I wonder how many of you have heard that song before. Okay. This next song I'm doing for Nancy and Thurston. They live near Baltimore. And I want to do this. This is a very special song to them. So let's do this Ink Spots tune from 1939. If I didn't care more than words can say, if I didn't care, would I feel this way? If this isn't love, then why do do I thrill? And what makes my head go round and round, while my heart stands still? If I didn't care, would it be the same? Would my every prayer begin and end with just your name? And would I be sure that this is love beyond compare? Would all this be true if I didn't care for you? Oh, I know how special that song is to you, Nancy and Thurston. I want to do another Ink Spots tune, all right? When I'm in the lounge on Saturday nights, and when that day's going to come back again, Muriel plays the snare drum. Boy, can she play it. She had never played snare drum before, but I had bought a snare drum for the lounge. I thought, I'll find some resident will want to play it. And by golly, I can't believe that girl. She's been playing with me now for about 2 years now, and she is unbelievable. And then she broke her arm, and she could play as good with one arm as she could play with two. I just love Muriel, and she's just great. Muriel and Arnie live up on Holly Branch. But won't be long, Muriel. We'll be back there, and you'll be. She's my Miss Jean Krupa, by the way. All right, so here's an Ink Spots tune from 1941. I love coffee, I love tea, I love the Java and it loves me. The coffee and tea, the Java and me, a cup. Boy, I love Java, sweet and hot. Whoops, Mr. Boda, I'm a coffee pot. I shoot me the pot, I pour me a shot. A cup. So big a slug from that wonderful mug. I'll cut a rug till I'm snug in the jug. Slice of onion on a raw one. Waiter, a percolator. I love coffee, I love tea, I love the Java and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup. Yeah. A cup. Hey. A cup. Yeah. There we go. Shannon, you're getting an education, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is. She's just a young thing, Shannon. She's getting it. She comes here and she gets an education. She's hearing about all these like Ink Spots and Johnny Mercer, and yeah, I tell you, she's. Some places you have to pay for an education like this. Oh, speaking of coffee. Oh my gosh, you cannot call me a coffee drinker because I drink very weak coffee. My friends know that. In fact, I put in 12 cups of water, I put one Chinese soup spoon of coffee in there for 12 cups of water. And I leave it in the pot and I warm it up in the microwave until it's all gone, last couple of days. Then I put a new pot in, but people that are coffee drinkers say, oh my gosh, I could never do that. I have to have a fresh cup every time. Yeah, that's just Phyllis. So the one thing I love in the morning is just to have that nice cup of coffee. Just have that, it's just something. And I have to always, if I go to a restaurant, I always have to have them give me a pot of hot water and a pot of coffee because I pour half coffee, half hot water. So it's weak coffee, but to me, it's great. So, what day is this, Wednesday? So, I think it was Friday, can't remember now. My 30-year-old Mr. Coffee decided never to run anymore. 30 years I had that Mr. Coffee. And I went to put in no coffee that morning. And I like tea, but more in the afternoon. Tea in the morning does not do anything for me, but so anyway, I went to Amazon right away. Left what I was doing, went to Amazon, bought me just a plain Mr. Coffee that just turn it on, turn it off. That other one that was 30 years old had all these bells and whistles. I never used them. I just turned it on, turned it off. So now that's all I got. And so I got it yesterday. Oh, this morning I had a cup of coffee. It tasted so good. But 30 years at Mr. Coffee. I hope this one that I have here will last me 30 years. Because, I plan on living to at least 105. So it better hang in there with me. I want my coffee pot to outlive me. All right. This next song goes out to a very, very nice resident we have here, Ed Rieger. He lives over there on Camellia Court North. Ed has a wonderful daughter, Donna, who we've become friends. And I found out that this song was sung at Ed's and his wife's name was Gerda, and was sung at their wedding. So, Ed, I want to do this for you. I'm sure you have such wonderful memories. And this is a Perry Como song from 1945. So for Ed and your lovely, lovely wife who's looking down at you here, let's do this song. Till the end of time, long as stars are in the blue, long as there's a spring of birds to sing, I'll go on loving you till the end of time, long as roses bloom in May. My love for you will grow deeper with every passing day, till the wells run dry and each mountain disappears. I'll be there for you, to care for you, through laughter and through tears. So take my heart and sweet surrender, and tenderly say that I'm the one you love and live for, till the end of time. From all my heart, Ed, to you and your beautiful wife that I know you've never forget Gerda. That song, by the way, if you happen to know classic music, the classical music, I should say, that song was based on Chopin's Polonaise in A flat major. I have fun when you say it's called Chopin's mayonnaise, but that's not nice, Phyllis. It's Chopin's Polonaise. All right. So that was a Perry Como song. Let's do another song. Now that was from 45. This is a song he did in the 50s, right? So here's Perry Como's, and sing with me because I know you know it. Catch a falling star, put it in your pocket, never let it fade away. Are you singing with me? Catch a falling star, put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. For love may come, tap you on the shoulder some starless night. And just in case you feel you want to hold her, you'll have a pocket full of starlight. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away. Catch a falling star, put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. Save it for a rainy day. Save it for a rainy day. Yeah, that's just one kind person. And there's more to that song. But. All right. I want to do this next song. I'm going to do this next song for Ralph Ernest, and also who happened to live in San Francisco for quite a while, and also Debbie Artiglieri that lived there. I don't know if she was born there, but anyway, so we're going to do this song here for you, and here we go. And you know, folks, you know this song, so sing it along. I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care. My love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue and windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me. San Francisco, open your golden gate. You'll let nobody wait outside your door. San Francisco, here is your wandering one, saying I wonder no more. Other places only make you love me best. Tell me you're the one in all the golden West. San Francisco, I'm coming home again, never to roam again. San Francisco, right when I arrive, I really come alive, and you will laugh to see me perpendicular, hanging on a cable car. San Francisco, let me beat my feet up and down Market Street. I'm gonna climb Nob Hill just to watch it get dark from the top of the mark. Now there's the Brooklyn Bridge, the London Bridge, the Bridge of Saint Louis, but the only bridge that's a real gone bridge is the bridge across the bay. San Francisco, I'm coming home again, never to roam again, never to roam again. California, here I come, right back where I started from, where boughs of flowers bloom in the spring. Each morning at dawn and birdies singing everything up. Sun kissed me says, don't be late. That's where I can hardly wait. So open those golden gates. California, here I come. Yeah, Eddie Cantor. And I left my heart in San Francisco. Of course, you know that was Tony Bennett from the early 60s. I mean, like 1962, something like that. All right. When the sun goes down, the tide goes out, the people gather around and they all begin to shout, hey, hey, Uncle Don, a treat to beat your feet on the Mississippi mud. Treat to beat your feet on the Mississippi mud. What a dance do they do? Lordy, how I'm telling you, they don't need no band. They keep time by clapping their hands when the people beat their feet on the Mississippi mud. You know, the Mississippi, great river. Yep, not very short. You know, that's a long river. I'm going to do another song about a river. And this beautiful couple Tom and Judy McNaney live up on Holly Branch. It was not too long after I started playing in the lounge. Back, I forgot what year this is now. When did I move here? The years are going by so fast, right? I guess it was 2018. Yeah, January 16, 2018. So, January 16th. That doesn't make any difference to you. I'm just checking out my computer up here. Tom and Judy McNaney came up to the piano. It might have been Judy. And anyway, asked me to do this song. And so I did it. And they came up and they tried to dance to it. Well, I was doing it in the wrong tempo for them. And the other problem was that Tom was wearing those walking shoes, with the rubber soles of that. And it's hard to waltz with shoes like that. So there's different ways to play Moon River. They sing it different ways, sing in different tempos. But I want to do this now for them. And this is a Johnny Mercer. Johnny Mercer wrote the lyrics to this, and Henry Mancini wrote the music. And so while I'm doing this, think about what movie was it in? We're talking about 1961. Now, Moon River is actually, there's a river, and I can't remember the name of that, but they call it Moon River, except I don't think that's the actual name of the song, of the river. Johnny Mercer lived in Savannah. He was born there and raised there. And so when he did this song, he had that beautiful river in his mind when he was writing the words. So anyway, this is, here's Moon River. Remember to think of what movie it was from. Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend, Moon River and me. And I hear the reason that Johnny Mercer wrote Huckleberry in there is because he used to go picking huckleberries. So I'm sure he was thinking of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn and the huckleberries that he would pick. All right, have you thought about the movie? All right, the movie was Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yes. All right, so I know you knew that one. By the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and me, oh how happy we'll be. When each wave comes a-rolling in, we will duck and swim, we'll float and fool around in the water, over and under, down up for air, Pa is rich, Ma is rich, so now what do we care? I love to be beside your side, beside your sea, beside the seaside, by the beautiful sea. Beside the sea, beside the sea, beside the seaside, on a beautiful sea. Okay, let's go to the sea and do this song that the Platters did. I saw the harbor lights, they only told me we were parting. The same old once brought you to me. I watched those harbor lights. How could I help if tears were starting? Goodbye to tender nights beside the silvery sea. I long to hold you near, kiss you just once more. But you were on the ship and I was on the shore. Now I know lonely nights, for all the while my heart is whispering some other harbor lights will steal your love from me. Reason I did that song, Get Us on the Sea, is I have some very dear friends that live in Capitola, California, and they wait for this to come out on YouTube because they get their lunch and they sit there and watch my show as they're having their lunch. Glenn belongs to the Lighthouses Society. And one time we were on a cruise together on the Great Lakes, and he had put on a listed all of the lighthouses that were going to be seen on that trip. He loves lighthouses. So I found this song, and I'm going to sing it as if I am the lighthouse. The song is called The Lighthouses Tale. And I happen to have somebody in California a gal, Diane, who grew up in a lighthouse. Her father was the keeper of the light. And I want to do this song. So here it is, I am the lighthouse. So think of it as I am telling this tale in song, that you're hearing it. You are the lighthouse. I am the lighthouse. Okay? Here we go. Glenn, this is for you. I am a lighthouse, worn by the weather and the waves. I keep my lamp lit to warn the sailors on their way. I'll tell a story, paint you a picture from my past. I was so happy, but joy in this life seldom lasts. I had a keeper. He helped me warn the ships at sea. We had grown closer till this joy meant everything to me. And he was to marry a girl who shone with beauty and light. And they loved each other, and with me watched the sunsets into night. And the waves crashing around me, the sand slips out to sea, and the winds that blow around me, and what has been and what can never be. She had to leave us. My keeper, he prayed for a safe return. But when the night came, the weather to a raging storm had turned. He watched her ship fight, but in vain against the wild and terrible wind. In me, so helpless, as dashed against the rock she met her end. And the waves crashing around me, the sand slips out to sea, and the winds that blow remind me of what has been and what can never be. Then on the next day, my keeper found her washed up on the shore. He kissed her cold face, that they'd be together soon, he'd swore. I saw him crying, watching as he buried her in the sand, and then he climbed my tower, and off the edge of me he ran. And the waves crashing around me, the sand slips out to sea, and the winds that blow remind me of what has been and what can never be. I am a lighthouse, worn by the weather and the waves. And though I am empty, I still warn the sailors on their way. I am a lighthouse. I've seen a lot of lighthouses in my travels. In fact, I used to cross-stitch. In fact, that's why I'm wearing glasses today, because they ruined my eyes doing cross-stitch. But at one time, back in the 80s, I was cross-stitching lighthouses. And so I did the Jupiter Lighthouse and the St. Augustine Lighthouse. And I remember even doing the Cape May Lighthouse that I had seen. And so I just always thought there's something about them that they're kind of haunting, but they're exciting too, and just something about them, lighthouses. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. So the other day, I'm walking up a couple of days ago, and I'm seeing this sweet lady, and I stopped by her, and she's a dear friend. And I asked her, I said, do you have a special song? Because she listens to my shows. And so she said, I can't think of any right now. Well, on my way home, between the time I saw her only about a block away, all of a sudden a song came to me. So I wrote this, and this happens to be a song. I'm not going to tell you the last name, folks, because I know in the when you hear the song, those that live in the village, you're going to know who this is. So this, you now have a song, dear. All right, here we go. Robin and Joe, here's a couple of birds I want you to know. Robin has a smile as sweet as a peach. Joe is a guy who's never out of her reach. What a lovely pair, like two turtle doves, so full of life, so full of love. Robin and Joe, a couple of lovebirds I want you to know. I'm gonna do this again because I just like it. Here we go. Robin and Joe, here's a couple of birds I want you to know. Robin has a smile as sweet as a peach. Joe is a guy who's never out of her reach. Oh, what a lovely pair, like two turtle doves, so full of life, so full of love. Robin and Joe, a couple of lovebirds I want you to know. And that's who they are. Robin and Joe. Robin and Joe Cody that lived down here on Sweet Gum. And I'm telling you, by the time I got home, I practically had the song already written, and Robin and Jonah just came to me. Well, folks, we're coming to the end of another show, and once again, it's been fun for me. Thank you, Ken. I love to hear from you, so thank you for your calls and your emails, and lets me know you're out there. But everybody I've talked to that seems to be enjoying it, and so Shannon, we're going to keep on doing it. All right, folks. So I want to leave you with this song, okay? Always like to leave you with something special. So let's do this one. When you're down, troubled, and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there. You got a friend. You got a friend. Don't forget you've got a friend. You've got a friend. Thank you for watching, my friends. Thank you very much. I love you. See you next week.